Hola, hello. Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. Hi, Linda. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Tani. Good afternoon, everybody. Carola, Carol. Wow, everybody's ready. That's awesome. That is great. That is fantastic. Patty, Chiki. Okay. I hope Andreina. Hello, everybody. We are in my YouTube channel, Dr. Josefina. We are in amazing Instagram and we are in Facebook. So, wow. Are you guys excited? I want to hear from you. Are you excited? Hola, hi, Nor. Okay. Hi, Awa, Dra. Okay, so today we're going to talk about one of the topics that we are going to. Carol, are you excited? Are you ready? Hi, Jane. Erica, good afternoon, Erica. Okay, so we're going to talk today about why stupidity has become like a part of the culture, and we celebrate stupidity, and wisdom has gone out of the window. So those beautiful qualities and virtues are my list, and now I love you. My thank you, Erica. Um, so are we ready? So let's go back. Let me start. I'm gonna start from the end. What do we have to do to reclaim, to refocus our attention on those things that are really important to us and that are going to take us in the direction that we really want? Because what you notice, you probably notice right now that everything right now is trying to catch your attention, because the main currency is your attention, and whatever you focus in, that's exactly what you're going to be creating. So, and you also probably notice that the deep thinking and the reflection and the meditations and the way of trying to reconnect with yourself is not popular. That is something that is they might call it like an old fashioned, and that is not giving importance to this day. So, like solitude and silence and thinking deeply, that doesn't hold any value. La escucho cuando estoy en la cocina hoy final. Oh, Daila, thank you so much, Daila. Okay. And you see that the value has changed in society as a consequence of the changes of value. Then mediocrity, ignorance, and superficiality have taken first place. So the main thing that the people appreciate right now in these cultures is ignorance, mediocrity, and superficiality. And when you always dealing in a daily basis with ignorance, mediocrity, and superficiality, you can see that your life cannot be focused in something meaningful and powerful. So deep thinkers that are no popular, the opposite. They try to silence the people who speak with logic and truth. So what they try to do is they don't cancel you. They try to assassinate you. They try to kill you. To shut up the logic and the truth. So, and you see that becoming more and more um, popular. I don't want to say popular, but like you see that more often. Um, this kind of displacing true values for superficiality, ignorance, and everything that is quick and fast. If it is quick and fast, That's what people go. Is the more insane, the more grotesque, the more vulgar is the video, the more people are watching it, the more likes and the more followers. And that shows you that decay of it's a cultural decay. When we are focusing our attention and giving power and value to things that really are not taking you in the direction that you want to go, because those kind of things, that type of information is not taking you to the true value of your essence, your purpose and your calling in this life. And you see that what is, like I said, more popular is the videos that are really not very important. So what happens when we are tolerating, accepting all this kind of information, then what happens, knowledge loses the value. So the knowledge is less important and is less valuable because people are focusing more in the things that are superficial and mediocre and doesn't have any true value, that you're not learning anything from that. And I remember, you remember the quote from Socrates that he says, the real wisdom, and then what happened as a consequence of that, is that you lose the connection with your wisdom. Because the more you entertaining yourself with superficiality, the more you focus yourself in things that don't have any meaning and value, then what happens, you lose that sense of purpose. You lose the connection with yourself. You lose what is important to you. You lose the meaning of your life. And that is what you see. A lot of people, you see like it's an epidemic of people being depressed, people being sad, people don't know what they want, people discouraged, people, and you see this kind of pathetic illnesses in the world, but it's because we're giving power, we're giving more attention, we're giving more importance to things that are superficial and useless. Because when was the last time you saw a video of somebody like a deep thinker, a wise person connecting and the video to go viral? That doesn't happen. Why? Because we want to be entertained. We want to be entertained to death. And this is what happened. We are dying with this kind of entertainment. And remember, I want to make clear this. I am not putting down social media. Is fabulous. If it wasn't for social media, I won't be here with you. I won't be able to share with you my knowledge and my books, my information, and my life and all those kind of things. It's great. But what we have to be very careful in how we invest our attention. Because remember, the currency is your focus. And everybody wants your focus because everybody wants to spend your focus. So whatever you're putting attention that I'm choosing, Dyla said, choosing the right content. That's exactly right. Dyla said to choose the right content. That's exactly right. Because you're learning something. It's something that is allowing you to grow, to become, to change. And that's one of the steps. And when we go to the few steps that we need to take, that is one of the steps to make sure that we select the information that I'm going to be watching, that I'm going to be hearing, that I'm going to be taking, that I'm going to be absorbing, the things that I'm wearing, all this. So you have to be very selective because you are the most valuable thing in this planet is you. And everyone wants a piece of you. And everyone wants to take advantage of that. And then you see that, well, I'm not going to go ahead. Okay, so remember that Socrates said, wisdom is not something, Socrates said that real wisdom is the person who knows that I know nothing. Crystal high, that I know nothing. When you become the type of person that you recognize that you don't know anything, and that you always looking into learning, into developing yourself, that's the first step about changing the way you live in your life, the thing that you select to watch, the content that you select to watch, the people that you select to follow, the books that you select to read, the TV or movies that you watch. Because whatever you're putting inside of you, that's exactly what's going to manifest. If you're watching lousy stuff, you're going to, all that gets into your subconscious, and whatever you plant in your subconscious, that's exactly how you're going to behave. And we see that in all areas of life. We see that in entertainment. You see that if some movie stars say something, people immediately start following that. That those people are good actors, but that's it. That doesn't mean that they have the knowledge to tell me how to live my life. And most people, unfortunately, some movie stars say something. Oh, everybody goes crazy and start following that. When in reality, you have to be more the you have to be more introspective, and you have to have more discernment and finding out, is this information beneficial to me, if that applies to me. But everybody's just like go follow, like crazy stuff. I don't understand it. And that's the same good with entertainment, politicians, the call influencers. The influencer, the more grotesque the video, the more relevant becomes, and the more virtuous and more pure and profound the information is, but less likes and less followers, because that is not entertaining people. That is not satisfying the emptiness that people have inside of them, and that superficiality they think is benefiting them, but for a minute. But after that minute goes by, you go back into emptiness, into starvation. That we have an epidemic of starvation about wisdom. And wisdom is not something that you're going to go find out. No, wisdom is inside of you. But as long as you continue to be distracted, to be entertained, to looking for the quick answer, for the quick result, that you're in trouble. You cannot live a life that is meaningful, because everything in this life takes time, takes energy, takes money, takes commitment, it takes discipline, it takes the willingness to do it. So sometimes I remember in the beginning when I started in social media, thank God they don't ask me this question anymore. It was like, how long will it take me to get in shape? Well, it's going to take you the rest of your life, because you're not getting in shape for 6 weeks or 3 months because you're going to a wedding of your son. I always remember a lady who sent me a text asking me, how can I get in shape? In my son is getting married in 5 weeks, and then she wants to get in shape because her son is getting married in 5 weeks. What? That is insanity. You're not getting in shape because your son is getting married. You're getting in shape because you value health, you value vitality, you value prosperity mentally, physically, and spiritually. So thank God I'm not getting those questions anymore, because I also thank God that God assigned me the people who have some kind of common sense. You're not going to get in shape for a special occasion such as your son getting married. Your whole life is an special occasion. Okay, so that is the reason why we are starving and we for wisdom. The German philosopher Nietzsche, he said, who the people, Nietzsche said, who warned, he advised people that when people are no longer able to distinguish between truth and illusion, society decays. Nietzsche said, when people are no longer able to distinguish between truth an illusion, society decay. And you seeing it happening right now in front of you. The decay of society, the values, values that enhance the humanity. You see the grotesque, you see the vulgar, you see the quick, you see the lying to tell you things that are not true. And I don't know what happened with people, because once you I don't know what happened, but people are really lost. I hope you guys are not that lost. But when you no longer distinguish the truth and illusion, most people don't know what the truth is. Let me give you a typical example. In the beginning in social media, people will ask me if I ate fruits. Yes, I do eat fruits. Fruits are good for me. I'm not gonna say for you guys, but I know for me, fruits are good. And you cannot distinguish. You can't. Somebody has to tell you that fruits are bad for you, and you take that as the gospel, and you stop eating fruits because some idiot said that it's not good for you. That is what happened when you cannot distinguish between truth and illusion. How can a banana? How can a mango? How can a pear? How can an apple? How can a kiwi? I mean, this is common sense. So, and this is what Nietzsche says. Once the people that cannot distinguish between truth and illusion, society decay. It's a decay of the society. And that is what exactly, Laila, there is a lot of misinformation. And for that, you got to always, Laila, you always have to go back to the source. You always have to go back to the source. Once you go back to the source and people are spinning information all over the place, then because you go to the source, you know what's true and what is not, what is true and what is an illusion. That is the key. That's what well, anyway, let me continue here. And that decay is evident when we see the breakdown in meaningful conversation. Look, when you look at TV now, I hope you know watching TV, okay? Because when you look at TV now, what it is, it's not an intelligent conversation. It's an argument. It's a screaming. The people who screams the loudest, that's the one that has the more likes and whatever it is that they're looking for. So you don't see a deep conversation and exchange the ideas. If you don't agree with me, well, let's talk about it. If you don't agree with me, then you can increase your muscle mass after 40. Let's talk about it. Don't kill me, don't shut me, don't cancel me because I'm saying you can increase your muscle mass after 40 and you don't believe it. So what is your reply? Because you don't have any argument, you don't have any reasoning, you don't have any logic, you don't have any truth, and you're going to cancel me. You're going to eliminate me. You're going to kill me. You're going to block me. Because you see that lack of conversation, exchange of ideas, is kind of scary. It's scary because it should not be that way. It should be that we are able to have ideas and to talk about those ideas. And let me, and in my case, I'd like to show you an example. I can show you I can do it, so we can talk and we can discuss it and all this great stuff. So everything become a shouting match on TV, in the press. It's just amazing. I mean, if it's not a screaming, a shouting match, then it's the insulting. It's the negating the individual, calling the people names and negating the essence of that person and putting labels in that person and instructing people that if you believe that you can eat fruits, don't talk to her, eliminate her, don't associate with her because she believes that eating fruit is good for you. And I'm giving that example because it's better than other ones, because I don't want people to get offended, because this is another thing, another crisis right now. Everybody gets offended. You have to have a very low self-esteem. You have to have a very low tolerance in your being as a human, as a person, that everything offends you. But for anybody to offend you, you have to value their opinion. And if you have your own opinions, and as you do your own growth, and as you do your own development, then you don't get offended. Because once you know the truth will set you free. And it's your truth. The truth for me is I can increase my muscle mass and I'm 79 years old. That's my truth. And I do it. So that's my truth. So if you know your truth will set you free. You know your truth, you confirm your truth, it works for you. And this is another point, that anything that works for you is perfect for you because it is perfect for your purpose. Number one, you are perfect for your purpose. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to be imitating other people. You don't have to feel that you're good for nothing and you're not valuable because you don't look like this and you don't do like that and you don't have this and you don't have that. No, that's crazy. That's insane. You are perfect for your purpose. And the only way you can really distinguish and define yourself is whatever God says you are. The way God defines you, that's the way you are. You are not, somebody the other day when I was doing one of the live said that now the people who didn't have straight hair, it wasn't popular or something like that. Insanity. Like you're supposed to have right now, you're supposed to have straight hair. If you don't have straight hair, you're ugly. Are you kidding me? I like my curly hair and I'm beautiful. We all have dinosaurs with fructose malfunction. Yeah, exactly, Susan. If you have a medical condition, Susan brings a point here. We'll have okay. If you have it's yeah. If you have a medical condition, that's different. But if you had a totally different, healthy person like I am, if I have a reaction to bananas, of course I'm going to stop. I had a reaction to taking protein, powder protein, commercial protein. It will blow my stomach. I will be get bloated. I will get pain in my stomach. It didn't agree with me. Okay, I have to stop it because my body is responding in a way that it says, don't take this, it doesn't work for me. So you listen to your body, and your body is the most amazing, the most amazing machine. It's your amazing human body. Your body tells you, but you gotta pay attention. You can and the reason people are disconnected with their body is because you are connected with the outside world. As long as you continuously paying attention, 99% of the outside world, you cannot connect with your real self, with your real body. And your body tells you, pineapples are not good for you. Well, you stop it. The thing that doesn't agree with you, you stop and you go for the thing that works for you. And I will highly recommend to always stay in the natural way. Your fruit, your veggies, your broccoli, your cauliflowers, your great good fat, your protein, your eggs, your meat, your chicken, your fish. Now, if you're a vegetarian, then you work it out in a way that is perfect for you. My whole point with this is that you have to be yourself. You have to stop following and doing things that are crazy out there, that the people out there, they don't have your best interest. Everybody out there wants more followers, more likes, more money, more fame, and that's it. And you gotta be smart. You have to start using your wisdom. You have to start asking yourself, when was the last time you saw a calm, intelligent conversation go viral, go all over? When was the last time you see a video like that? When was the last time you heard a political leader admit that he didn't know, that he's willing to learn? And this value has been lost in this culture now. And I'm talking universally, because this principle, these virtues were famous and was the trendy thing in the Greek culture, in the Greek with the philosopher, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Hindu, all those values were intrinsic in the culture, but slowly but surely they were being displaced. They will be displacing for a for a culture of entertainment, keeping you away from thinking, because you know why? Thinking is difficult. What is easy is to make judgment. So they don't want you to start, they don't want you to think. What think? Why do you think those videos are quick and it's only 15 seconds, 30 seconds? They don't want you to think. They want you to react. And they're targeting your emotions. They're targeting your emotion. They're not targeting your intellect. They're not making you think. That you don't stop and say, oh, let me think about that. No, you react. Everything that you see out there makes you reacting. And that's why people go, I'm offended, and they're reacting and fighting and screaming and leaving lousy messages and being nasty and being ugly. And you start fighting with somebody in the internet or in social media with somebody that you don't have a clue who that person is, and you don't know that person, and you are crazy. Started arguing with somebody in the internet, somebody that you don't know, you don't care about. It's crazy. Can you believe that? That you start arguing with somebody in the internet? It's just crazy stuff. Okay, let's keep on going. Society thinking is difficult, and that's what most people make judgment. Making a judgment is easy. Making a judgment is easy. Is our society has replaced thoughts with opinion. We don't think, we give opinions. And it's just your opinion. And I tell you, somebody who's telling you don't eat banana, it's just their opinion. I'm telling you, I eat banana, I like banana, it's my opinion. I like the gym, I love working out, I like to be healthy, it's my opinion. It works for me, and that's just my opinion. But that is what society has replaced thinking, thoughts, for opinion. And instead of reading a book, what do? You spend hours and hours and hours scrolling on your phone and on the internet. Now you gotta be, all the oversimplification is not by chance. This is by design. Okay, this is by design. The social media, like I say, wants you to react by impulses. They don't want you to think. They don't want you to take careful consideration. They don't want you to be educated. They don't want you to be thoughtful. They want you to react, respond, and start fighting with somebody and get upset with somebody that you have no clue, and what that person is saying is only their opinion. If you don't want them in your social media, you very easy, you can block, you can eliminate, you can cancel, you can do anything you want. But you cannot waste your beautiful energy, your psychic power in nonsense. You have better things to do. You have too much power. You have a purpose. You have a calling. You have things that you need to do, and you cannot be becoming a compliance, as somebody who's just compliant. Is that right? Is that the right word? Compliance. God provides. Yeah, so exactly. Susan said God provides, and that's the thing. God, you don't need anything. You just got nature. That's what I said. Stay close to nature, because God provides all the things that you need to nurture your beautiful body, and this body comes from the same creation. So the Creator has provided the things that we need to keep our body healthy, happy. You don't supposed to get old. You don't supposed to be sick. You don't supposed to be taking medication. You don't supposed to be depressed. No, but what happened is that we forgot who we are, and we completely go the other way. And you're absolutely right, Susan. God has provided everything that we need to be successful. And that's what it says in the word. I want you to be successful. I want you to be powerful. I want you to be great. I have a purpose for you. I have promises that I'm giving you, and I will fulfill my promises, but you gotta be willing to work, and you have to read what are the promises that God has for you. But if you never study, you never work in your spiritual development, how do you know? How do you know? If you spend all the time scrolling in your phone and you don't take 5 minutes, 1 minute to read one page of your Bible. In my case, it's the Bible, but you can read any spiritual book that will take you to the next level of development. Now, this is what happened now. Once you, what the consequence of using your intellect, the consequences, so you start thinking, that means you go against the current, because you start rejecting opinions that don't work for you. So for that, you have to be swimming against the current. You have to reject the idea that the faster the thing is, the better it is. No. The faster the things are, is no better. Everything in life, everything in nature takes time. The sun rises and the sun sets. The tide goes in and the tide goes out. You plant the seed and the seed takes time to germinate. And everything worthy in life, it takes time, it takes work, it takes commitment, it takes energy, it takes an investment of your attention and your focus. Because in whatever you put your focus, that's exactly what you're going to become. So if you want to know what you've been focusing on, look at your life right now. Whatever you see in your life right now, whatever is manifesting in your life right now, is exactly where your beautiful, wonderful attention has been placed. You have to really understand also, number one, that you have to start swimming against the current. You cannot be taking everything with this as the gospel. You gotta question things. You have to think. You have to think about it. I mean, is that good for me? Is it what in it for me? How is this is gonna benefit me? If I spend 2 hours here, what am I learning? What am I doing? What am I doing this with you right now? Okay. So you have to you start using your analytical thinking, your critical thinking. You have to understand that style is more valuable than substance. And sometimes because a person has a style, and they tell you they have stylists, that somebody who's gonna stylish you. Can you believe that? You should styling yourself because you're unique. So you have to understand that style is more valuable than substance. You have to stop. What is valuable is substance. It's not the style. It's the substance, the meat. What is there for you to chew? Okay? That popularity is the same as true. Because somebody is super popular, the most popular person in the world, that doesn't mean that popularity is the truth. It doesn't mean that popularity is same as truth. Okay, that's big difference. Ask yourself, who benefit if you stop thinking? If you start thinking. Who benefits? Who profits when you start doing your own thinking? Who will profit when you stop doing your own thinking? Nobody, because giving your attention. Remember, the currency in this society right now, the currency is your attention, is your focus, and what they want to is to hijack, kidnap your focus, your attention. See, you see that? That's why they make the videos the way they do, because they want your attention. You see that? It got you. So you have to be more careful about what's in it for you, really. And the main one of the reasons for that is to keep people entertained and to keep people obedient, to keep people doing what they want you to do. to keep people brainwashing you about what you believe. Most people believe what they watch on TV, that's what they believe. They don't do the homework. They don't go study and read about that person, the biography, how this person started. No, you take it as the gospel what you're watching on TV, and it's so sad. I mean, it's so sad. I have clients that tells me that their children, this is unbelievable. Their children stop talking to them because they watch TV, and then TV tells them that do not relate to your relative or your friends that have some kind of political tendency or whatever it is, which is insane. That's sick. And people believe that, and people do that. You stop talking to your parents because some character on TV tells you don't talk to your parents. You insane. You are insane because the fact that you know your parents. These people raised you. They people brought you into the world, and you have the audacity to listen and to follow and to obey. But that's the key, that they brainwash people for them to obey, even though to do the things that are against nature. Like, you don't talk to your relatives, you don't talk to your parents, you don't talk to your. It's insane. It's insane. So I don't know if anybody has any experience with that. I know I have quite a few clients that share with me this kind of insanity, and the only reason I can tell them, you know what you did, all the labels and all the accusation and all the finger pointing, that doesn't go with you, because you know who you are. And this is the advantage that you have when you work on yourself. And let me make this point very, very clear. One of the greatest assets that you can have in your life is to in a daily basis, take time to self-development, to develop your body, your mind, and your spirit. You know why? Because when you have challenges in life, when you have trials, when you have tribulation, when you have attacks, when everything goes in the wrong way, you got yourself, and you know who you are, and you know the type of integrity and the type of value that you have as a person. And no matter who doesn't talk to you, no matter who eliminates you, no matter who dislike or hates you, you okay. You okay because you have knowledge of who you are. People get upset and they get depressed because if somebody that you like your children or whoever it is, don't like you and they don't want to talk to you, and they, you get upset and you get sad and you can believe it, boom, boom, blah, blah, blah. But if you had knowledge, clear knowledge of who you are, the type of person you are, somebody else's opinion has no value, has no power, has no force, no matter who that person is. And you got to do it because that's what sets you free. Who said that? Know thyself. I think in the Bible also talks about to know thyself. The most important thing that you can do in this life is to know yourself. And one of the ways to know yourself is you're a Christian like I am. God defines you. God has principle, God's guidance, and who you are, what you represent in this planet. Why are you here? But you gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to embrace your destiny, to embrace you as a person, to love you as a person, to admire you as a person, instead of looking out there and being hey, this person. No, look at you. Look at you. Have some self-respect. Admire you. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Feel that you are because you are. You are the most important person in this planet. If you die, that's it. No more like you. Nobody like you. Nobody will be like you. Nobody can do the things that you do. So, but you got to wake up. You got to wake up because what happened, people are like zombies. You are being entertained to death. And we have to stop it. We have to choose freedom, knowledge, truth. The good news is this. The good news because you are. Yes, the good news is that wisdom is not dead. Okay, wisdom. How? Where is wisdom? Very quickly, so we're getting to the ending here. Okay, so wisdom is inside of you. But you gotta be willing to wake up, to wake up your wisdom. You have to be willing to read. You have to be willing to study. You have to be willing to start developing your wisdom or awaken it. It's inside, but it's asleep. You have to awake your sleeper. You have to make sure that you want to resuscitate. I think the word for wisdom in this case, resuscitation. You have to make your wisdom to come back to life because it's alive, but it's dormant. How do we do that? Having great conversations with great people, engaging in positive, beautiful, wonderful conversation, reading books. Read your books. You got my books. The books that we are using for this lecture today is book 6 and book 4. You have my 6 books are in Amazon. So the books that are you might benefit, you will benefit, no may. You will benefit for the book number 6 and book number 4. Book number 4 is how to get started changing your life, and book number 6 is vibrant guidance. It's not vibrant guidance is your wisdom that is within you. So one of the things, great conversation. You have to read good books. Books that are like your Bible, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Psycho-Cybernetic. Books that are the source, not the books that are the spinning. You get a book and somebody spin the book. But I like going to the source. If you want a good book about the mind, there is no better book than The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Your Bible and my books. That's what I would recommend for today. But for your wisdom to be resuscitated, you have to be willing to go inwards. You have to be willing to look within yourself rather than continuously looking outside. One of the things that I need to do to resuscitate my wisdom is to start looking inside of me. And most people don't look inside of them because they're afraid. They're afraid what they're going to find. It's like Carl Jung talks about the shadows. And the shadows are those things that we don't like about ourselves. But we have to confront the shadow. I have to confront the thing that I think I don't like about myself. Because in the confrontation and the embracing of those things that I don't like about myself, then I can change them. Remember, what you resist, persist. What you embrace, transforms. If you embrace the thing that you don't like about you, the reason why you don't want to go inside of you, the reason why you don't want to see who you truly are, if you embrace that, once you embrace that, the transformation will come. Because what you resist, persist. What you embrace, transform. The world doesn't want you to do that because the world wants to keep you distracted. The world wants you to keep you distracted in the wrong choices. Okay. So I talk about that today we live in an attention economy, and your focus is the currency. I repeat, today we live in an attention economy. The focus is the currency. The money that there is your focus. Everybody is trying to spend it. Everybody is trying to spend it. What happened? They hijack your nervous system. That's the first thing that they do. They hijack you, and they hijack you through emotions. So everything that is posted that they are direct. They go directly to how you feel emotionally, not how you think rationally. Because the emotions make you what? Make you to react. And there is a big difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is when somebody says something and you, boom, explode. Responding is when you pause. Somebody says something to you, instead of reacting, you pause. You take about 5 seconds. That space between the comment and the pause allow you to connect with wisdom. That moment, that 5 seconds, allow you to connect with wisdom. So every time that somebody says something that might offend you, that goes directly into your emotional body, you pause. Because the moment that space is the place where you find wisdom. And then you respond instead of reacting. That makes sense? Gracias, Samuel. I love you. Okay. So they're always they're always gonna go after your emotions. They don't want you to think rationally. They want you to respond emotionally with rage. How many times you hear on TV that, oh, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, you're gonna be so upset. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be and they tell you that you're gonna be upset. Can you believe that? The first time I heard a long time ago, and I stopped watching TV because I thought, why will I wait for them to come back from a break so I can watch them so I can get upset? Are you crazy? I'm in my house. How can I allow somebody to come into my house to make me upset? You crazy? I don't have TV. I don't have cable. I don't watch TV because the TV is the box of the terror. It's terror. It's terrorific. It's crazy. Okay, let's go. So another thing that when you start thinking critically, it is you have to challenge your own assumptions. How do you process emotion healthy so that you can write a response? Okay, Ria says, how do you process emotion healthily so that you can arrive at a response? Okay, number one, to know yourself. Okay, to know yourself. Because see, no everybody deserves your attention and your energy. Not everybody deserves to be in your presence. Not everybody deserves that you respond to it. Not everybody deserves your energy. But for you to value this, you got to know yourself. So once you know yourself, and if somebody, okay, how do you process emotion healthily? So because your emotions are very valuable. And why I refuse to give power to any person, place, or thing to annoy me or disturb me. Right there. It's an affirmation that you should learn. And you can go here in my YouTube channel, go in my affirmation video and look for that affirmation. I have hundreds and hundreds beautiful, wonderful affirmation in my YouTube channel. You go in my YouTube channel, Dr. Josefina, and get those affirmations. One of the affirmations is that I refuse to give power to any person, place, or thing. Person, a place, or thing. I refuse to give them power to annoy me or disturb me. Why would I give you the power to annoy me? You're not that good. Nobody is that good to annoy you and disturb you. Now, if you have some issues with somebody and you want to express yourself, because somebody, you have to put people in their place. Remember Jesus. Jesus got to the temple, saw the people selling stuff in the temple, and he got pissed, and he got upset, and he got angry and stopped kicking them out. And, so it's a moment. You got a moment for everything, but you have to distinguish. You have to distinguish to whom you invest your energy. So you are going to respond according to whoever is making the comment, because if people, let me tell you one more thing. Because everything depends on how much value, how important is that person in your life that you're going to be reacting. Jesus was walking in the last chapter of John. Okay, Jesus is walking with Peter, and so Peter make a comment about another apostle that was following them. And Peter, because he was very like he liked to gossip. He liked to gossip. Peter was a character. So Peter tells Jesus, Jesus, look at this guy behind us. What? Look, he's following us. And you know what Jesus said? Jesus said to him, and what is it to you? What is it to you? I love that scripture because what is it to you if somebody has an opinion that you don't like it? As long as you know who you are, baby, and you know you can't say anybody can say anything about me. I know who I am. Your opinion had no value because your opinion is irrelevant. You for your opinion, for me to for your opinion to affect me, I have to value your opinion. And I don't value your opinion. You know, I'm giving you example in how to do that. Because you cannot be a person that constantly are reacting emotionally. You get angry, you get pissed, you get offended. Work on yourself. Work on become a happy person. You know, when you're a happy person, you don't have time for nonsense. And this is probably part of my advantage. I'm a happy person, very happy. So I don't have time for nonsense. I'm not going to waste my beautiful, wonderful, beautiful energy, my time, my happiness, my everything for somebody who's giving an opinion about me that I don't give a damn. You got a point? Tell me, you got a point, Rita. Rita, Susan, who said that? How do you, okay, Ria, did I make sense? Do you have any, let's talk about it, okay? Agreeing, if you need to ask more, go ahead, go for it. If someone triggers you that have power over you, exactly, because you're giving away your power. Nobody has the power to harm you, offend you, unless you give the person the power. Listen, I refuse to give power to any person, place, or thing to annoy me or disturb me. I wish success, happiness, peace of mind to that person. I sincerely wish her well, and I know she's divinely guided in all her way. And most people, when I'm teaching this class or when I'm talking to my clients, they say, but people don't like the part that it says, and I know they are divinely guided in all their ways. How can that be? You know what how can that be? Because I tell them, and I'm going to tell you, when the Joseph brothers sold him, first they put him in a hole to kill him. They wanted to kill Joseph. Then they decided not to kill Joseph, so to sell Joseph. So they sold Joseph to the Egyptians. So Joseph, and at the end of the story, Joseph became famous. He was the second person in Pharaoh's administration. So there was the famine. So the brothers come to Egypt looking for food because they were going to die of hunger. So who was in charge of the food? Joseph. At one moment, they noticed that Joseph is the brother they tried to kill. And they got scared. They thought Joseph is going to take a vengeance, he's going to kill us. And Joseph told him, I told them, the 12, 11 brothers, when Joseph took the mask off, because they didn't recognize Joseph because now he was a part of Pharaoh administration, so he was dressing different. So Joseph told them, don't worry, I'm not going to kill you. Whatever you intended for evil, God used it for good. Whatever you intended for evil, God used it for good. Whatever anybody intended for evil for you, God is going to use it for good. So that's why you don't have to get offended. That's why you don't have to get pissed. That's why you don't want to get upset. Because God said, vengeance is mine. You just have to keep on going with your beautiful, wonderful life, being happy, going to the gym, working out, eating right, sleeping well, resting well, being happy, excited. Because whatever anybody intended for evil for you, God will use it for good. But you got to work on your spirit. If you don't know that, and if you don't own it, and if you don't believe it, I feel sorry for people. I feel sorry for the people who don't work in their spiritual reality and their spiritual development, because you're missing the most amazing part of life is the spiritual part of your life. It's not your body and it's not your mind. It's the power of your spirit. That's where the truth lies, in the power of your spirit. So stop with the influencers crap, stop with all that stuff, and let's move on. Let's go into something that we need to connect constantly, and that for spiritual development, we need to connect constantly. We cannot be entertained to death. We are we we don't need more information. We need more meaningful ways to the interpretation of the information. We are drowning in an ocean of information, and we don't know what to do with the information. A lot of people tell me all the time, there is so much information out there. There is so much, just somebody a little bit, a lot of misinformation, not only information, hi Linda, but misinformation. Entonces, we are drowning in a data of the information, but we're starving for common sense. We're starving for wisdom. And the sad part about wisdom is that it is within us, but I have to be willing to take the time to look inside of me, to take the time to get to know my amazing self. And this is the beautiful thing. Once you get to know yourself, you see how fabulous, how fantastic, how amazing, how incredible you are. There is nobody like you. Like you, there is nobody like you. I cancel my cable, I feel peace. Yes, I cancel my cable, I feel, yes, absolutely. Number one, because you're paying to be poisoned. You know, because if you get in your cable and you're getting quality information, quality entertainment. I remember when I came in the United States in the 70s, the TV was nice. No, it was good entertainment, good singers, now it's gross. So you're paying to be poisoned. You're paying to be upset. You're paying to be threatened. You're paying to be get angry. You pay, and you're paying for it. Doesn't make any sense. And to be poisoned. You paying to have your mind control, because they tell you a narrative and they go on and that's the same. And then you change the channel, the same thing happening, because it's only one script. And all of them are repeating the same script. And unfortunately, people believe it, because we don't have, it's easier to judge than to think. That's why people prefer to make judgment instead of thinking. So you have to get out of that. I mean, and now, wait, okay, let's keep on going. Okay. The problem with all this we're talking about today, the problem with that is that people don't recognize that the absence of wisdom normalize stupidity. Listen to this. When we don't have wisdom, what becomes normal? Stupidity. How do they wrap it up? How do they cover that? Humor. How they normalize stupidity? Humor, irony, as entertainment. So stupidity is this guy under these things. So people start accepting it. And when the stupidity, the foolishness become funny, we accept it. And when we accept stupidity, it becomes invisible. And once it becomes invisible, we're doing it easily, effortlessly, free-flowingly, naturally. We think that's normal. All the crazy stuff that was happening a few years ago, crazy stuff that you cannot believe that is going on, it was this guy, and people start feeling that it was normal. It was normal. It was normal that I'm in the bathroom and a guy comes in my bathroom, in a public bathroom. That's not normal. I don't want a man in my bathroom. I don't want me competing with the men bodybuilding. I want to compete with the women bodybuilders. I don't want to compete with the men bodybuilders. They're bigger than me, triple. Common sense. But once it becomes accepted, once we accept that, once we don't say that's not right, I don't want that. When you don't say it, when you are taking, you accept it, that becomes invisible. Once it becomes invisible, okay, everybody goes the same thing, doing the same thing. Nobody challenges the content. Nobody challenges the content. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. You don't want to go against the current, but you got to have the courage to go against the current. There is a moment in life that you have to have that courage. You have in my book number one, and Linda, who's here, she knows all my books. I talk about going against the current. In the 60s in Venezuela, I'm from Venezuela for the new people, it was not popular to run in the street. And I was an athlete, I was a runner. So I will run in the street because I needed to train, right? Because you're a runner, you got to practice running. I was a runner. I don't run anymore because bodybuilding, not good to run. So they will scream at me. They will call me crazy. They will say, put her in the crazy house. Take her to the manicomio. There's a crazy woman. Look at her. And they will make comments about my body and insult and all that kind of stuff. Because I was doing my running because I needed to, I compete. I was an athlete. I was a runner. So I needed to practice running. The point of this is that you got to be willing to go against the current. And they're going to call you crazy. And they're going to insult you. And they want to tell you all that kind of stuff. But because you know who you are. And this is one of my advantages, that I always have a clear picture. And every day gets more clear about who I am and why I'm here. I know who I am and why I am here. And when you have those two things clear, there is nothing that anybody will say that will offend you, that will trigger your emotion, that you will react, that you get pissed, nothing like that. You learn how to manage. You learn how to manage. The management comes in when you say, okay, what this person is saying, who is this person? Do I value that person? Do I respect that person? Is that person my mentor? Is that person somebody who had helped me before? Is that person really have my respect? That's the people you pay attention to. But any crazy somebody that just giving their opinion because they feel like it, because they think they're important, no way, Jose. And the whole thing is that we have to become, once we have the awareness, when we are aware of what we are doing, then we can change things. The key point here for me to start reconnecting with my wisdom is my awareness. Becoming aware is the beginning of connecting with my wisdom. Wisdom is not just intellectual. It is emotional, spiritually, societal. When people stop seeking wisdom, they become very susceptible to manipulation. When you don't have wisdom, you become very susceptible, easy to manipulate. Anybody can manipulate you, and that manipulation mainly is emotional manipulation. So that is when we don't, this is when we defining there is a profound cause to death, or the cause when wisdom die, that is the price we pay. Because wisdom is not just an intellectual thing. It's not an emotional. It's not just spiritual. It's not just society. But when we stop seeking wisdom, people become susceptible to manipulation. Patty Perez, how are you? And that's why the world is full of noise. You cannot get wisdom. See, when you totally immerse in the world, and the scripture that I shared today for about the scripture that if you look up today, the scripture I shared with you, it talks a little bit about that. That if you are immersed, you are part of the world. You really think you are this world, then you cannot connect with your wisdom because the world is very noisy. In the world, you find noise, very noise. The noise keeps you, and then we are addicted to noise. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you put the radio, you put the TV, you put the telephone, whatever. You want noise. You cannot stand solitude. You cannot stand the voice of God. You cannot start listening your inner voice. We are addicted to noise, and that's exactly what the world wants, for you to stay distracted. So, noise, conflict, division, lack of understanding. This is a crisis of meaning. When everything, when you just in this emerging, or whatever in the world, then it's all about noise. It's all about conflict. It's all about of being upset, offended. It's all about division. It's all about lack of understanding. That is a crisis in meaning, the meaning of your life. When you go in that direction, you lacking meaning. When you cannot find a deep sense of meaning, it's because you are distracted. Viktor Frankl, remember Viktor Frankl? He said, when the culture is obsessed with pleasure, it's starving for meaning and wisdom. This is Viktor Frankl. Okay, the book is The Man. He has a wonderful book that I highlight. It's one of my favorite books also. Viktor Frankl, Man in Search for Meaning. And he says, our culture is obsessed with pleasure, but it's starving for meaning and wisdom. Wisdom is the bridge between the two. It tells us not to just how to live, but why. Most people they don't know why they're here. We don't know how to live life. We waste life. Most people don't know how to live life. They think life is just going to work, coming home, go to sleep, eat, and go. That's not meaningful. That's not the meaning of your life. That's part of the thing that you have to do, but it's not the meaning of your life. And that's why people fear to connect with themselves. And that's why people always want to be distracted. They don't want to confront themselves. They don't want to deal with the issues. Like Carl Jung, I said some time ago, Carl Jung says, getting in connection with you, the shadows, which are the part of you that you don't like. And most people don't want to do this question. Most people don't want to look inside. Most people don't want to connect with themselves because it's terrifying to know the truth about you. But the beautiful thing that you're terrified, but not because it's what you're going to find is bad, but because what you're going to find is greatness. Once you take time to look inside yourself and you're terrified, you have fear to do it, don't be afraid. Because what you're going to find, instead of you're afraid because you think you're going to find bad thing. No, the opposite, you're going to find the greatness within you. And that's the beauty. The beauty is that when you go inside, what you find is a treasure. You find greatness. So I think I'm going to stop. Okay, let me go very quickly. The first thing that you have to do for connecting with wisdom. Take notes, because I'm going to try to do it very quickly so we don't take too much. Number one, reclaim your attention. What you choose to focus on shapes who you become. Number one, you must reclaim your attention. What you choose to focus on shape what you become. What you focus on shapes who you become. Guard your mind as a temple. Remember, the temple is the body. The body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. You have to your mind as a temple. What are you allowing to go inside your mind? Remember, whatever is imprinted, whatever you're watching in the consciousness, at the conscious level, it's gonna be imprinted at the subconscious level, and you're gonna react and respond according to that. That's another lecture. That's another time. Number two. Question what is glorified, what is glorified. Question what is glorified. Question the thing that they're giving importance to. Question the thing that are there. Question it. Question. Have question. Why? Thinking. Because something is popular, it doesn't mean that has value. Because something is viral, something is popular, or somebody goes viral, or somebody is popular, that doesn't mean that has value. Just because somebody is famous, that doesn't mean that they are wise. Because people are famous, that doesn't mean they have wisdom. You have to distinguish before you start using this information to apply to yourself, and you get deeper and deeper and deeper in a hole. And the hole that you don't know who the hell you are. Because you go deeper and deeper and deeper, and the deeper you are, you don't realize that you're in a hole. How can you get out of the hole if you don't know that you are in a hole? If you don't know that you are in a hole, how can you get out? It's an impossibility. So question who is glorified. Question what is valuable. Question because somebody is famous doesn't mean that a person is wise. Learn to separate charisma from character. One thing is charisma. The other thing is character. Is that person has character? Is that person what that person says? Is that how that person lives his or her life? Character, no charisma. If that person if this information allow you to enlighten yourself, if this information bringing you to the light, are you better off because you watch that, because you follow that, because you did that? Number three, silence. Learn how to be silent. Take time to be alone. Take time to solitude. Take time to embrace yourself. Wisdom speaks in silence. You cannot hear the voice of wisdom in silence. How the Bible describes wisdom is life experience and the word of God. If you have life experience, listen how God defines wisdom. Life experience and his word, the word of God. If you have those two, you do have life experience and you study your Bible, you got wisdom because you know what to do. You're using what God says, plus your beautiful, wonderful life experience. Wisdom is contagious and also is stupidity. Okay? Wisdom is contagious and also is stupidity. Look for silence. Solitude. Ask yourself difficult question. Question something. A question. Ask question to yourself. And don't rush the answer. Don't go into the quick thing. Stop going for the quick and fast, okay? Go for the steady work, discipline, commitment that builds character instead of charisma. Character is built with work. The person who has character is solid. It's like a rock. The charisma comes and goes as the wind. Okay. Number four, finally, the most important thing is to surround yourself with ideas and people that elevate you. Surround yourself with ideas and people who elevate you. You don't want to be with people. It's you here. You don't want to be people here. You want people that elevate you, that every time you're in the presence of a person, you learn something, you feel better, you learn, you got some information that you want to apply, that you want to study, that you want to assimilate, and once they apply the information, like in my books or in your Bible, the transformation comes easily, effortlessly, free-flowingly, naturally. So the books that are for today, Vibrant Guidance, book number 6, and book number 4. The books are in Amazon. I have my 6 books. Go in Amazon, order book 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. But today we are using book number 4 and book number 6. Subscribe, please, to my YouTube channel. Comment to my YouTube channel. The Art Josefina, this amazing, beautiful, wonderful video is going to stay here in my YouTube channel. So you can go anytime to my YouTube channel and refresh your memory, learn, and apply the information. Remember, in the application of the information, that when the transformation comes. The transformation is in the application of the information. If you read and read and read and read and you don't apply, keep on reading because you're not going to get the results. Okay, now I'm going to stop. I'm going to have a drink. Have a drink on me, and I'm going to see if you have a question you have a question about the subject today. Please let me know, and very happily I will reply. I love you. This is fun, don't you think? Questions? Anybody? Okay. No, and you too? So if you don't have any question, then we're going to go. Erica? I am having so much fun. Diane, thank you. Diane, do you have a question? So I stay. If you have a question, I stay. If you don't have a question, I go. Isn't this great? Isn't this a great information? It's just about using everything for our benefit. Technology is beautiful. Technology is wonderful. We have to be smart. We have to use it for our growth, especially our spiritual growth, because we have to continue transforming, elevating. We just need to understand why I am here. Diana said, I need to understand why I am here. Let me tell you, muestre los libros, por favor. Libro 1, libro 6, and libro 4. El 6, el 4. El libro 6 and el libro 4 today. Y el número, this is number 1. Number 1 is mandatory. You gotta, Okay, so muestra los libros. Okay, so understand what I'm here. Diane, one of the way to understand why are you here, sometimes we feel that my purpose is going to be revealed to me. Oh, I woke up in the morning. Oh, this is my purpose. No, your purpose is every single day to do what you're supposed to do. Every single day. Listen, you don't know what Diana said, I don't know what I'm here for. But the only thing you have to do right now is every single day do what the thing that you're supposed to do. Whatever it is, your lifestyle, whatever it is. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know what you do. But whatever you need to do it impeccable every single day. Through that daily obedience, that you obey what you're supposed to be, you do today, then you will see that the picture start becoming clearer and clearer and clearer and more clear and more clear of your purpose. But if you don't do the thing that you're supposed to do every single day in an impeccable way, in a beautiful, wonderful way, with love, with emotion, with passion, that is how your purpose will be revealed to you. Did I answer your question? Español son los martes. Vela, español son los martes, los jueves, inglés. Tuesday es en español, los martes. Okay, let me see. I love my husband. I'm trying to make God my husband like you. Diane, yes. And then now, Diana, you are going to be interested in the next week, we're going to be talking about how to be the most amazing single person. Diana said, I love my husband and I'm trying to make God my husband. Absolutely. Like you. Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, next week, we're going to talk about how to be the most amazing, powerful, beautiful single. And it doesn't matter if you're single or not, okay? Because at some moment in life, we are single. We are single anyway. With a partner or not, you're still single. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But yes, agree with you about technology. Yes, Diana. Yes, thank you so much. It was great. Yes, thank you. I'm so glad you guys liked it. Okay, so the purpose, it will just do every single day. Keep pushing. You keep pushing, and then it will be revealed to you. You will find, you will see it. And this is the thing that we think God life. You use whatever you want to use, whatever words you want, if it fits you at this moment. But God or life doesn't give you the whole picture of your destiny because you won't understand. If God would tell me when I was 20 years old that I was gonna be doing this, I will be talking to people all over the world. I would never believe it. So that's what guys can tell me when I was 20 that in my 70s I was gonna be doing this. I say, are you crazy? That's no. And so God cannot reveal to us his great his plan, his purpose that he talks and that he talks about that in Jeremiah because I would not get it. I want to be like you. You are like me. You are like me. You just have to keep training. You gotta be resting. You gotta exercise every single day, and of course, you just keep on doing it. Keep doing it, mommy. You're doing fine, and celebrate yourself. Okay, celebrate yourself. Okay, and that's another point. We have to celebrate ourselves every single day. Celebrate yourself. Diane, I love you too. Okay, so we're gonna go. So any other question? Let me make sure I don't missing question here in Instagram. Uh-huh. Okay. And YouTube, okay, my friends. Remember YouTube channel, come to YouTube, subscribe, leave a like, follow, do all the things that we're supposed to do so we make the channel to grow. Okay, YouTube, I love you guys. See you next Thursday. God willing, always said God willing, because we never know, okay? I love you guys. Bye. See you next week. I love you. Pow. Wow.